Good evening and welcome to Cable West special program this evening, a program called Recovery 85. It's going to be, tonight with us we have Lorne Nicholson, our MLA, our representative in Victoria, and Mr. Maglio, the mayor of Nelson. And of course, Mr. Nicholson representing us at the provincial level, Mayor Maglio here at the local level. Recovery 1985 should be an interesting program, an opportunity for us to find out just exactly what the citizens of Nelson think the direction of the city should go and the area. Of course, most of us are well aware of the fact that we have gone through some recessionary times, almost borderline on, quote, depression. Okay, hi. Go ahead.
Yes, I have a question for Louis Maglio, please.
Go right ahead.
Louis, what happens with my idea about the natural gas filling stations here in Nelson, and with the idea of having a view of this certain percentage of the town vehicles turned into the natural gas motors?
Yeah, I believe you mentioned that to me about the there should be some natural gas stations here for these cars that convert into natural gas, and I haven't had time to follow through with that one, Ralph, and but I think this is something up to private enterprise also to bring this forward. I don't think it's up to the city to put up a gas station, because you're interfering with private enterprise in that respect. And
also a provincial government program under the Ministry of University Science and Communications, Pat McGeer, for conversion of automobiles, and it assists in the cost of conversion. I believe that you can run these systems as dual systems, so you can have gasoline, so you can get to non-serviced areas, but there's been a lot of success in converting fleets, that operate within the city to LNG.
Well, he's brought up a really good point. It was just the other night, I don't know on which of the net TV stations I was viewing, but they were talking about that in 5 to 10 years, we may not have automobiles being propelled down the roads by gasoline as we know it today. It'll be along the lines of natural gas. I was just flabbergasted at the time.
Good evening. This is Peter Brush reporting from the Capitol for the KRS News Service. A state of emergency has been declared following confirmation that Premier Chiaroscuro has disappeared. The Premier was last seen in public a week ago when he decreed that, and I quote, that all superfluous art forms be destroyed in order to get the nation back to basics and down to honest hard work.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Festival of Arts Honor Concert. The Festival Committee has taken a great deal of pains to make this perhaps one of the highlights of the year in Nelson with respect to music and arts. And I would sure like to welcome you as principal of Trafalgar School. I'm most honored to have had the privilege of being able to host this particular concert in our school this evening. It's meant a little bit of extra work, but notwithstanding, Friday night is usually a good night to kind of get involved in these kinds of things. Makes a nice evening out for the parents. Certainly the kids are excited about what's going to happen this evening, and I think all in all, we're going to be involved in a super duper concert tonight.
ladies and gentlemen. This evening, you're fortunate enough to be tuning in to the Whitewater Media Race. We're about ready to do the play-by and the commentary on that race. You can hear the crowds behind us. The tension all day long has been building. That's him there,
cool,
ladies
calm,
and gentlemen.
standing in there, and I'll get Robinson
Look
for
at that
I'll get him
tag.
for that.
Look at that tag.
Now that's
You
down.
told me he was good, though.
Oh. We'll have to. That's coming down now.
Here's some of that Olympic style, but of course, at this point, your tendons had been cut, so
It
that
had been
affected your...
severed. Yeah, severed, and there's another style there, just there. You saw going down through the turn.
Entirely different style. I got to mention to the folks, Bill, that the only reason you're able to look at this tape now is the fact that you've already raced, come back. We're replaying the tape for the folks, and you're able to give us your commentary at the same time. Oh, here we are at the bottom leg of the course. Here's the people that are going to be trying to make the cardiac climb, and at this point they'll tag their last team member, their CGAT, on their way up now.
Oh, look at them stumble. Look at them stumble. That's good stuff. It's tough coming up that
After
climb.
that course, after that tuck all the way down there.
And the nude skiers, too. That's hard in the heart.
Yeah, you've got to get past them. You've got to overlook that whole business and keep on your course and get down there. Swill from the Whitewater team is on his way down. He's second, right behind CGAT. Clicks into his bindings, and he's off, too. Very tight finish on this very first leg of the course.
And CGAT's polling here, I think, is what made the difference, what turned the trick for them in this first heat.
Yeah.
Then into the tuck. It wasn't until the last minute that he went into the tuck.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to Channel 10's special cablecast of the Whitewater Ski Society's Extraordinary General Meeting held last Wednesday night at the Rod and Gun Club. The meeting was called to vote on a special resolution to convert the Ski Society into a limited company. Interest in the concept is high, and by 7:30 the hall was filled nearly to capacity with concerned members. A split in the ranks as well as on the board is evident. What percentage of the members is yea or nay will be discerned tomorrow night. The board is split 5 directors to 2 for conversion. The meeting began with a motion to waive the Societies Act 21 days notice to members regulation. They were 4 days shy. Cam Tipping presented his treasurer's report, followed by a management report from Mike Adams. Blair Sufferdine then opened the floor to debenture holders who did not have the right to vote and wished to express their opinions. It was during this discussion that 2 motions were floored and passed. One to make all debenture holders honorary members, thus allowing them a vote, and a second motion to postpone the vote on the resolution to a later date. Many comments were made during this discussion, which reflected the debenture holders' concerns, as well as the Society members' need to study the proposal further before making a decision.
The question I want to bring up is in terms of the present status of our financial loans. Number 1 loan, I believe, is to the Bank of Commerce and I'd like the exact amount. Number 2 is to the current debenture holders. Debenture holders number 1. Number 3 is to the Bank of Commerce, loan number 2. And number 4 is, I think, Royal Bank, followed by debenture holders number 2. If we were to go ahead and vote for the resolution to move to a Company Act, it is my understanding that the debenture holders would become behind the Bank of Commerce. Is that correct?
I don't have those figures. I can't give you the answers, but I can get Cam. But how do you want me to deal with that? Do you want the figures first, or do you want me to answer it with the
I'd like to answer the question. Where the current debenture holders would sit.
It should have no effect whatever on the current status of the debenture holders. In terms of priorities, they stay where they are. We've done nothing but change the name from society to corporation. That's simple.
Where do they sit now?
They sit approximately second. I think, if I'm correct, they're second behind approximately $250,000 in accrued interest on a first Bank of Commerce debenture. Now, that's a rough figure. I'd have to get the figure from Cam. It's in the order of $250, and there's still some accrued interest on that. That has priority over the debenture holders. Then the debenture holders, to the tune of $200,000 come in, and then there's some more bank securities, and then there's the remaining 13 that's been shown on the status, because there was 2 issues of public debentures.
My question is, what we are doing is moving the current Bank of Commerce number 2 ahead of the venture holder.
No way. Not true.
The loan is essentially growing each year. The Bank of Commerce is not in the business to give out grants to Whitewater Ski Society. They're in the business to make money. And just from a corporate point of view, it looks bad for the bank to the loan is growing, the assets are depreciating. Their position essentially each year is getting worse. We're
Hi, I'm Gwen Cavanaugh, and this is Channel 10's Queen City Magazine, which is a brand new program and will be coming to you on the last Thursday of every month. For those of you who don't have a chance to see it at that time, it will be on the following Thursday as well, sort of a replay for you. Tonight, we have all kinds of interesting things happening. Our first interview will be with Phyllis Margolin, who, as you know, is one of our local artists, and a good artist at that. We'll also have a view and a talk with people on the former KFP, which is now Westar, and all the happenings that are going on down there. Joy Gardner, who presents workshops on death and loss, will be talking with another interviewer, and I'm sure there's a lot of interest there. We'll have a ski lesson with Stan Hawley up at Whitewater, and you all know that the powder's the best in BC at Whitewater, so you don't want to miss that. And the newspaper publishing business is really interesting, and Steen Jorgensen will be giving us the background on the Nelson Daily News and publishing that newspaper. So we hope that you'll tune in on Thursdays, or the last Thursdays of the month, and we hope you really enjoy this show tonight. Just to let you know what will be happening down the line is we intend to have, as part of our regular format, music items, sports items, regular interviews with local business people, and all kinds of other things. So make sure that you do tune in on the last Thursday.
Yeah, go ahead.
There we go. Shot. Table 10.
Moving out.
Hooray. Don't pull it. There we go. Come on. Come on. Hey, come on. Oh, no. This. Here we. Hey, hey.
It's great.
Hey, come on.
All right.
There we go. This is more like it. Hey, blah, 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 blah. Come on, here we go. Here we're gonna make it. Gonna make it. Bring all that cable on. Come on. Come on. Hey.
Oh, great.
Oh.
Just start. Must.
I'm Mietcho Zmer. Today we're at the studio of David Orcutt. He's currently doing some very interesting techniques in blacklight animation, specifically for video. Today we'd like to share some of the techniques and talk to David about some of his personal experiences in the industry as well as in what he is doing currently. David.
Hi.
Good evening and welcome to the what I would call Christmas season special edition of Chamber Report. Thank you for joining us tonight. We have a very special Christmas gift tonight. We're going to talk about Streetcar 23. But before we go into the bulk of the program tonight, just want to bring you up to date what's upcoming in the Chamber. Beginning of January, you will see a whole new thing brought out by the Nelson and District Chamber of Commerce, and that will be the bi-monthly newsletter, bringing you up to date on what's happening in the Chamber and how you can be involved. Also upcoming in January, on January 19th, on Saturday at 6 p.m., will be the 92nd Annual General Meeting. And I was just talking to our special guest, Mel Cooper of CFAX Radio. Mel Cooper used to be the president of the Victoria Chamber of Commerce. He's the general manager of CFAX Radio. And he's going to be speaking, and by the way, he's a very excellent speaker, very, very good. Heard him before. He's going to be speaking on I've Never Met an Enthusiastic Failure. And just hearing that title is enough for me.
Good morning, I'm Drew Daniels from Kootenay Nordic Ski Society. We're here at Castlegar for the first race in the Kootenay Cup Series, and with me is Craig Andrews. Morning, Craig.
Morning, Drew.
Maybe you can tell us a bit about the race and the series itself?
The series is co-sponsored by the three clubs from Rossland, Nelson, and Castlegar. This is the second annual Kootenay Cup, and actually Castlegar are the defending champions. The cup works this way. It's based on mass participation. There are age categories all the way from the very smallest children, 7 and under, up to seniors there's a category for people that are sort of over 50. And in addition to that, there are open competitive categories as well for the serious racers, both men and women.
5, 4, 3. The starter is Jaco Hartman. He's the president of the Castlegar Club. And look for a double pole here. These kids are pretty well rehearsed in their technique.
Stone, a symbol of timelessness. From time immemorial, it has been a medium for satisfying humankind's creative visions. From the prehistoric past to the present day, stone has challenged man's skill and patience, seemingly daring the builder to shape and define its structure, and man has inevitably triumphed in forming this most durable of materials into works of function and beauty. Stone cutting, once a thriving artistic trade, has now, regrettably, been nearly lost to the modern world. This is the story of the stonemason's art as it was practiced in the West Kootenay region of British Columbia, Canada, at the turn of the century, told through the reminiscences of two men who practiced the stonecutter's trade in the early days of Nelson. The Nelson batholith, a massive extrusion of igneous granite rock shown here in the pink-shaded areas, stretches throughout the Kootenay region. Quarrying the raw stone into workable blocks was the first step involved. Suitable quarry sites were scattered throughout the area, and many can still be visited today, such as the imposing limestone cavern of the Marblehead Quarry in the Lardo. Bob Golac, a 73-year-old veteran stonecutter, recalls its early operations.
The Marblehead Quarry was discovered by Charlie Simpson. He was one of the old-timers that came up here shortly after the turn of the century. However, as he developed the property, he sold it later on to a New York firm, which has done a lot of work there. They had a lot of machinery. It's supposed to be the finest marble cutting machinery on the continent at that time. However, things have changed a lot since those days, and machines have improved an awful lot since then. And that continued for some time with this New York company, which operated it, and it dropped out whether it was the quality of the stone or what, but however, they phased out.
Hey, Lana Murli Pati Vela Lana. Hey, Lana Murli Pati Vela Lana. Hey, Halo Mitola Kaire Murli Bari Re Lana. Hey, Lana Murli Pati Vela Lana. Hey, Lana Murli Pati Vela Lana.
Hi, you recognize us? Or maybe not.
Or probably you have seen some of us hanging around Nelson and have wondered whom these strangers were. We are participants of the Indo-Canada Youth Exchange, of which the sponsoring organization in Canada is the CWY.
CWY means Canada World Youth, which is an organization of 13 years old and has around this year 15 exchange countries in South America, Asia, and Africa. Every year, around 300 to 350 Canadians have the opportunity to participate in such a program. They are going around 3 months in the exchange country, and they are coming in Canada in a community like Nelson with their counterpart. We live in family, and we try to work and get involved in the community like the people are, to learn just a bit about the different culture.
I'd like to now present to you His Honor Mayor from Coeur d'Alene, Idaho.
On behalf of the city of Coeur d'Alene, we'd like to say to you that we're very, very pleased to be invited here, and we consider it a very deep honor to be the honored city. The folks in Coeur d'Alene depend a lot upon our Canadian relatives from the north in our economy, and we'd like to welcome you to Coeur d'Alene when you have an opportunity.
Come on, Buck! Come on, Buck! Come on, Bucky!
This is what, Kootenay Cattle Company, right? Pretty deluxe unit you got there. What do you figure your chances are?
100%.
100%, eh?
We're going to give them hell.
All right.
Turn on the light.
It's going to read.
The best looking outhouse, as you can see on the whole lot here.
Take a look inside there.
It has every convenience you want, even a hole.
Oh, yeah. You got an unmarked unit here. Who's this belong to?
Must be the police department.
Oh, yeah?
There, how many